All right, let's see what Tiffany Montgomery has to say. And I did not want to jump on the bandwagon of making Tiffany Montgomery videos. However, I asked in the chat about her using the word D-I-C-K and how she thinks it's not a cuss word. Let's see what her response is to my question.
For saving my life from a death sentence. And I'm going to share why in a second. Now, I think that any of you that have young children, let me say this. I love that somebody just said this. Let me say this. Somebody said, Tiffany, you shouldn't be cussing in the pulpit. And I remember when I first saw somebody say that, I was like, Lord, I know I am not a cussing woman because I left that at the cross. I do not cuss.
That's a lie, and you shouldn't even be in the pulpit also. Women aren't to be preachers in the pulpit, not to be pastors. So she's completely out of order, hence why this filthiness comes out of her. Because she's out of order, chaos keeps happening. She keeps being chaotic, saying chaotic things.
None of the cuss words. And I was like, why do these people keep saying I'm cussing? And then I realized that people consider, when I say you pissed me off, they consider pissed off a cuss.
No. We're not talking about when you say pissed off. We're talking about when you say C-O-C-K blocking and when you say D-I-C-K in reference to a man's phallic. That's what people are talking about. Because yes, we know the word piss is in the Bible. In the King James Bible in particular. The word piss is in there. The word bastard is in there. The word ass is in there. And in those contexts, in the proper context, obviously that's not a cuss word. However, words can be used in a different form, in a different context where it is cussing. The word damn, the word ass, the word bastard, so on and so forth. These words can be used in a cussing manner, in a filthy manner.
Word. And then I realized people considered the word dick a curse word. And now let me say this. You might not like the words piss off or dick, right? You might not care for that word, and you may feel like I could use a better word to give my examples. But the truth is, men and women of God, those aren't bad words. It's just not a bad word. You might not like the word, but it's not a bad word. It's not a curse word. I would also say that in the context that I used the word dictum is because most...
Hold up. That's not the context you were using the word. You use the word D-I-C-K because you were talking about a man putting his thing inside of a woman. No, you're lying. You're a liar, Tiffany. You are a liar. Rob's already exposed you. K-Dub's already exposed you on this. Corey Minor, Smart Christian Channel, has already exposed you on this. Quit lying about the context you're using the word.
Of us, not all of us, some of y'all had good godly common sense, but not all of us. Some of us were dictum. That's why right now you're trying to get back 5, 10, 15, and 20 years of your life because you were in a destiny-destroying relationship because you were dictum. Now, could I use the word penis? Yes, but to be very honest with you, we weren't penis dumb. Penis means that you had good godly common sense.
I'm sorry, but the word you're using is not even a real word. D-I-C-K, Tim, whatever you're trying to say, that's not even a real word. You're making up words with a filthy mouth and a filthy heart because you have a filthy heart. Oh, what's that nose ring, by the way? What's the word of God say about nose rings? Well, anyway.
You had good godly character. You had good godly self-control. It means that you had a responsible man that loved you, cared for you, cherished you. He had the fear of the Lord. Penis means that you were married. He's not even going to play you and have sex with you outside of marriage. Penis means that nobody can be penis dumb.
What?
You know what I mean?
And then she smiles like she said something clever. Like, what a lying little wicked Jezebel.
Like, nobody.
She thinks she's slick and clever, but she's not. She's not fooling God. She's making an excuse to have a filthy mouth and a filthy heart, but we'll see. Watch what she says. Because we know Jesus says it's out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks, right? And we know it's out of the abundance of the heart that filthiness comes out. Because she has a filthy heart.
Penis dumb. You can only be dick dumb. Dick dumb means you're stupid.
What?
You gave your body over to somebody you knew was cheating on you, knew didn't want you, knew was playing in your face. Dick dumb mean that you would fight everybody except for the man that's cheating on you. You know, dick, you know what I'm talking about. So I get it, you guys. I understand. You do not like me using this word, but it's not going to stop me from using the word.
Oh, we know.
So you should probably just move on. And most of the men that don't like me using the word are old, dumb, and full of cum. They are taking the dick. And
what?
They're in your pulpits right now. They're preaching to you, and they're leaving off of the pulpit.
Slander.
Having sex with other men. And
I don't want to thumb that up.
They are filled with the creamy substance, and now they want to come on live and talk about me. So, I'll say it again. It's not a curse word. God has not convicted me about using the word. When he does, I will stop. But until then, I will continue to use the word in the context in which I use it in, because there have been many people that have been delivered from being dick dumb because of this ministry. And I will continue to deliver the masses from dangerous dick. I'm just going to do it. So you'll just have to excuse me. And God is not mad at me about it. And as you continue to make your YouTubes about me and your TikToks about me, just make sure you include the men on the pulpits that are being rammed up the buttocks by dick. With that being said, I would like to tell all of you my salvation story and how I got saved.
I'm going to reiterate what Chris is saying here. If you got children, sensitive ears, you might not want to listen to this, but I'm not going to bleep it out because I want you to hear it coming from her mouth.
I want to just show the level of language she uses. Again, if you have kids watching, please, I'm giving you this warning because she's a very vulgar woman. She's very mean-spirited. She's mean, she's vulgar, but I just want to hear just how she talks. And again, if she talks like this in public, you just know it's worse, right?
Now, what he's talking about as far as the mean part is, I guess apparently there's some sort of beef between her and another false prophet on people. They yell. I can watch the video into what the word.
So when he says, I'm going to go before you and I'm going to make this crooked place straight, that means whoever thought that they could cop block what God was doing. That means whoever thought that they could cop block what God was doing. That means whoever thought that they could cop block what God was doing. That means whoever thought that they could cop block what God was doing.
This particular video.
I've had one person that was working closely with me at Covered by God, and every time I turned around, this guy was giving a woman a ride home. And I was like, well, he's going to be putting his in her soon, God.
Are you? And I'm going to make the crooked places straight. I will break the pieces of the gates of brass. I thought the word gate here was powerful. It means crocodile jaws.
No, here it is. You're being warned again, just like K-Dub said. What she said earlier, it gets worse here. And again, she should never say this. No one who is a believer should say this, especially in public before the people.
Who is trying to figure out why you're 40 and your life hasn't gotten anywhere? Who is trying to figure out why you think you thought you could cheat on your wife and you think that you up and stuck, but you really down and bound? For all of y'all men who think you can put your dick in somebody and it just rock like that? For all of y'all men who think you can put your dick in somebody and it just rock like that? I won't. For all of y'all men who think you can put your dick in somebody and it just rock like that?
So you heard it. You heard it, guys. Nowhere did she say the word D-I-C-K-tum. victim, but with the I wanted to add just a quick addendum to the video here in regards to Tiphani Montgomery, and I do believe this would also explain a lot as to why she has the filthy mouth that she has, though she doesn't see it as such. And that's because, and I'm probably going to have to see if I can add some sort of censor on these photos, but Tiphani, before she was so-called saved in 2015, used to write a bunch of pornographic, perverted books, like The Millionaire Mistress. Here we have Tiphani, write your book in 4 weeks, no more fear. And here we have The Millionaire Mistress 3, and some more Millionaire Mistress stuff, and The Millionaire Mistress Chloe's Revenge. Just a bunch of perverted, and we don't even have to go into detail on the type of language and the type of stuff that is written in these books. Very, very perverted. That's all you need to know. Very pornographic. So that explains why Miss Tiphani says the things that she says, because clearly she has never been delivered from using such foul and graphic language to describe a man's private area. And her to sit here and pretend like, oh, she's never heard that before, or she didn't know that it was considered perverted or a curse word to use the word D-I-C-K. Then when she goes on and talks about how these old men are full of cum and talking about creamy substances, and then she goes on and talks about the men making videos about her are taking it up the B-U-T-T with the D. I mean, come on now. That is perverted, disgusting, foul language that this woman is using. Also, you'll find that she also has some very interesting connections in her past. She's been on BET. She's been around like Russell Simmons and people of this nature. So Tiphani Montgomery, she's been around the block for a little bit. And again, some will say, well, Eric, that was before she was saved. Yes, but the problem is, if she is saved now, if she is saved now, she still talks with a foul mouth. She still speaks in a way that is not becoming of a woman of God. And once again, we know what the Word of God says about women being pastors, being bishops, being overseers. She's not to be speaking in front of people in a church. If she's giving her testimony, that's one thing, but teaching and leading, no. And that's exactly what she does. And any man who submits to her is an effeminate Ahab, and any which one would therefore make her a Jezebel, because she clearly does have a Jezebel spirit with her tight dresses and showing off her arms and showing off her shoulders and her collarbone and her upper back and these types of things. That's not a woman of God. That's not a woman who's trying to fear the Lord and dress with a modest heart. But again, she doesn't have a modest heart because the filthiness comes out of her heart. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to add this addendum onto this video. Again, it's very disgusting and vile and slanderous that she's claiming these men are taking it in the rear end. I mean, the graphicness of what she's saying, and then slandering men of God saying that type of stuff. Like, she's bearing false witness, and she better watch herself, because the Word of God says, you know, these 6 things the Lord hates, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. So she's an abomination unto the Lord at this point. I just wanted to throw that in there. So God bless you guys.